Hello everyone, welcome to Clear IAS. In this video, we'll be discussing about public distribution system. I'm Ujjwala Pullala, an educator at Clear IAS. Introduction. PDS is a policy tool of the government adopted to distribute food grains at affordable rates to a section of people. So all of you must have already seen the video regarding MSP, that is minimum support price. So what we have seen there is the FCI, that is the Food Corporation of India, procures food grains from the farmers at a minimum support price. So what does the FCI do with the food grains which it has procured? There has to be a system which will be responsible for distributing these food grains which it has already procured to the beneficiaries. So this is the sole aim of the PDS, that is the FCI, which has taken or which has procured the food grains from the farmers, acts as an intermediary here, and it will be responsible for distributing these food grains to the end beneficiaries. PDS is operated with the involvement and cooperation of both the central as well as the state governments. So the responsibilities of the central and state governments are specifically described here. The procurement, transportation and storage are looked after by the center through the FCI, whereas the identification of beneficiaries and issuing of ration cards is the responsibility of the state governments. History. So although PDS was in existence in our country during the World War II period, the present form of the public distribution system has been evolved during the 1960s. That is, the severe food crisis which the country faced during the 1960s necessitated the adoption of PDS. Initially, the focus of PDS was mainly on tribal blocks and areas with severe poverty. However, in 1992, a revamped public distribution system was launched with its focus extending to hilly, remote and inaccessible areas. Later in 1997, targeted public distribution system was launched. So the keyword here is targeted. So whom are we targeting? We are targeting the poor. So under TPDS, the population was divided into two categories, above poverty line and below poverty line. And the focus of this TPDS has been mainly on the people falling below the poverty line. The prices for distribution were different for APL and BPL categories. With special focus on the poorest of the poor segment of BPL population, in 2000, Antyodaya Anna Yojana was launched. The families identified under AAY were provided with food grains at rates of Rs 2 for wheat and Rs 3 for rice. National Food Security Act NFSA was enacted in 2013, which gives a legal backing to TPDS. This marked a shift in policy to rights-based approach. So until now, the beneficiary was just treated as a passive recipient of the benefits given to him by the government, whereas here the right to food has been acknowledged as one of the rights of the citizen, and the coverage has been significantly increased in comparison to the previous form. So NFSA covers up to 75% of urban population and 50% of rural population. Terms related to PDS. So there are some terms which have to be understood for better understanding of the PDS. Minimum support price, the price at which the center procures food grains from the farmers. Central issue prices, the price at which center sells food grains to the states. Fair price shops, these are also known as ration shops, then this is the place from where the beneficiaries get their share of allotments. Advantages. Provides a safety net to the people during price rise of food grains. So as we have already seen that FCI procures food grains from the farmers at a pre-announced price, that is the MSP, and also with the help of the state governments, the food grains are distributed to the end beneficiaries at a predetermined price. That is, for example, in the case of AIY, the amount of the food grains provided to a family is 35 kgs, and the prices are also fixed, that is 1 rupee for coarse grains, Rs 2 for wheat and Rs 3 for rice. So the prices are already fixed, and even in the case of the rise in the prices of the food grains, the beneficiaries will not suffer, ensures food security for the people. So here we need to understand a point that PDS does not act to cover all the necessary requirements of a family or a person. It just acts as a supplement. So the nature of the PDS is just supplemental in nature, but it does not deal with the entire food requirements of any section of the people. Helps in maintaining buffer stocks which can be used at the time of crisis situations. So this point is self-explanatory. Shortcomings. Inclusion and exclusion errors related to identification of beneficiaries. The identification of beneficiaries is the most important component of the entire system. Then this is the responsibility of the state governments. However, there have been many cases where true beneficiaries have been excluded from obtaining or from getting their benefits. And also there were many cases related to duplication errors, black marketing and leakages. So the entire objective of the PDS is to procure the food grains, store it and distribute these food grains to the needy or to the poorest of the poor segment and the poor segment of the people. But what happens due to the leakages is the middlemen they siphon off some section of the food grains from the system, and because of this the objective of the PDS will not be met, that is the end beneficiary will not be able to get the food grains for themselves. Issues relating to lack of crop diversification and environmental unsustainability. This is an important point in the entire PDS system. So what happens is, although the focus is on many other crops, we have seen in the case of the MSP as well as here is that the special focus, the focus is not limited or restricted to wheat and rice, but however the special focus has been on these two crops. And also based on the MSP, the choice of the farmers entirely depends. So the farmers does not want to take a risk with the market prices and go for some other crop, and based on these MSPs they prefer planting of these crops, that is the wheat and the rice, or in some cases coarse grains too. So what happens is here the lack of crop diversification is taking place, and because of this the farmlands are being damaged, and this is leading to the environmental unsustainability. Wastage and rotting of food grains due to excessive buffer stocks. FCI maintains excessive buffer stocks, and these buffer stocks are not taken care of due to a lack of cold storage facilities. Because of this, there is complete wastage and rotting of the food grains which are stored with the FCI. Reforms. To deal with the shortcomings, the government has introduced few reforms like linking of Aadhaar cards. This helped in reducing the inclusion and exclusion errors. Also, in few states like Andhra Pradesh, Aadhaar enabled biometric systems have been introduced on a pilot basis. So, all this inclusion of Aadhaar as well as the biometric systems will help in identification of the true beneficiary. Few states are issuing smart cards in place of ration cards which store the data electronically. So, all these steps are in the right direction, and PDS is an important component of our food security of the country. So more steps and more reforms have to take place so that the end beneficiary is the one who solely gets benefited from the system and not any other person. So that's it for this video. See you in the next video. Thank you, and please subscribe to our channel Clear IAS.